Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and thank you so much for tuning in. I have just filmed my life update video when I'm in the gold dress, which is why my hair is still so flawless and why I have so much makeup on. But this jumper, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Superman is... Sam and I went to Kmart with our friends and bought matching jumpers, so I'm never taking this off. I have my laptop here. I did take off the pink case if you're wondering why it's so bland. Today I'm actually going to be talking to you about my health now. So this is part 3 of my health journey series. This is the last part of the series. So I'm going to be explaining everything from pretty much from last year until now. So let's get into it. Also, before we do, thank you to the people that have been so super supportive and kind, commenting, messaging me about these past 2 videos because it's been overwhelming. Thank you for your kindness. Last year in around September, so pretty much this time last year, I went on a camp with my best friend at the time to Freixenet, which is beautiful. It's up north near Orford, and I went on a camp so I could get more points for my TCE, which down here is the Tasmanian Certificate of Education. You've got to have a certain amount of points, and I was lacking because the year before I'd had my spinal fusion and I could only do 2 classes and wasn't able to get all the points. So I was doing this to add up points for my TCE. Went on this camp. Me and my best friend of the time, who is now not in my life, had such a good time. Like, it was so much fun. I'd be in pain after the day was ended and I'd go to sleep, and the next day I'd be at it again. Rock climbing, abseiling, bushwalking, the whole hog. I loved it. It was so much fun. I loved being in nature. I loved not having technology. I loved not being in any makeup and just being in my active wear. It was bliss. I do remember back to that time and think, wow, that was awesome, because it was an awesome trip. After I came back, I started getting intense back pain. Back pain that I hadn't gotten since before my surgery. So I was healed pretty much from the surgery. I was really strong. I was at my peak with fitness. I was very muscly. I had put a bunch of weight on with muscle. I was eating amazingly. I was just starting to see Sam, so I was like really trying to impress, and I had like gorgeous hair all the time and flawless makeup all the time and like fake tan all the time. And I was just starting off in modelling as well, so that was when I was going through the first course of Sue Reese's Deportment Academy, and I was pretty much in my prime of life. I was 18 and going clubbing every weekend and wearing heels every day and doing year 12 and not giving a stuff about what other people thought of me and just living life to the full pretty much. Me and the girl that I used to be best friends with, we used to house sit and go house sitting, have little parties, go to parties. It felt like I had a roommate and I was living out of home, which I wasn't, but it did because we were house sitting quite often. And what I'm trying to say is I was at the prime of my life. That was the prime of my body, of what I was doing, of school, of everything. And then it all came crashing down after this camp. As I was getting the pain, I tried to ignore it. I was like, this is not going to limit me because I've got to finish year 12. I have always been such a dedicated student. I've always worked really hard. I've always put my assignments in on time. I've always got my homework done. Highlighters everywhere, study books, reading. I really prided myself in doing well at school. And so I was working especially hard this year to get those points I had lost from the year before. And I could not believe that I was starting to miss out on school because I was in bed. It kept getting worse and worse and worse. I started seeing, I can't actually remember a lot of that time. All I remember is I was in bed 24/7, just watching YouTube, watching my TV, in bed doing nothing because I could not move. My body almost started to shut down. it felt like there were pins going racing down the backs of my legs, into my arms, all throughout my back in this one particular spot. And the pain I can't even describe to you. Like, for me to stay home and be in bed when I'm such an active, loving school sort of person, loving partying and hanging out with this girl that I used to love hanging out with, and my boyfriend who was new. I mean, we hadn't even established being boyfriend and girlfriend. We were just starting. I did not want to be in bed. Like, I'm trying to get you to see that I was so sick. My health just deteriorated after that camp, and I was in pain that I cannot describe. And it sucks because that was the end of year 12, and I almost feel like I've been robbed of that experience of ending year 12 on a high, and because I didn't. Sam and I would go out on dates, and at first, like, straight up to the camp sort of thing, it was fine. I'm pretty sure, like, on September 18th we established we're going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and I think this camp was probably a week after that, so we were just boyfriend and girlfriend. And we'd been seeing each other for a month before, but we had established that we were, like, official, and so we're going out on official dates, and, like, every Friday night was date night after the serious modelling classes, and it was so fun. I loved it. It was fun dating. And then this happened, but slowly but surely I was starting to not be able to do two things. So I couldn't do Ceresa's Academy and then go on a date because my back would get too sore. It came to a point where Sam and I would go out, even just to go get Dave's noodles or something, and he would have to carry me from his car up the stairs to my room, put me into bed, and give me morphine. If you don't know what morphine is, they use it for people who come out of surgeries. They use it for people with incredible pain, and I was pretty much on morphine. It wasn't exactly morphine, it was a pill. I'm not going to go into the medication I had to take because I don't want to, like, freak people out, but I had to be put on this heavy medication when I got home from things because I was screaming, and I mean screaming. And for me, who has gone through a painful experience already, being spinal fusion surgery, to then be screaming out in pain, I hope that you can see that I was in a lot of pain because in comparison, it was a very strong pain, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm very, like, I don't want people to see me in pain sort of thing. I didn't want Sam to see me in pain. That was so embarrassing. You know, I was trying to impress this guy, and we'd go out on a date and then I'd start breathing heavily. He'd be like, "What's wrong?" And I'd be like, "My back. Something's happening. I don't know what it is, but something's happening." And then it would roll from there to me crying, to me screaming, to him having to carry me home. And it just was, it was awful. And just before I go on to the next part, thank you, baby. You have been my rock, and I can't believe you've stayed with me after that. Thank you, and I love you, and thank you for showing me how much you love me. I know I'm gonna watch this footage back and be like, I didn't explain this properly, and I know that you guys aren't going to understand how intense this time of my life was, but I'm just trying to put into words that my health had deteriorated so much. And when I say health, I mean all my back problems. And it ended up being that I was in bed 24/7 and I could not move, I couldn't eat. I just was starting to deteriorate mentally and physically because of this pain. Finally, some things started to work out. Mum got me into a pain clinic on Federal Street, which was amazing because they're super hard to get into. And I saw the doctor who, as soon as he saw me and did all of these little tests on me, he said, you have nerve pain. Nerve pain is what has been debilitating me. So it's known as one of the most intense pains. I'm going to read from healthdirect.gov.au a definition of nerve pain for you. It often feels like shooting, stabbing, or burning pain. Spot on. That's exactly what it feels like. Sometimes it can be as sharp and sudden as an electric shock. Literally, when Sam and I would go out on dates, I would feel like I was having an electric shock through my body. People with neuropathic pain are often very sensitive to touch or cold and can experience pain to stimuli that would not normally be painful, such as brushing the skin. It's often worse at night, might be mild or might be severe. Nerve pain can be caused by damage to the nerves through disease or injury, causing them to misfire and send pain signals to the brain. This usually happens due to disease such as cancer. But for me, from my surgery, basically, my nerves were damaged, and it really came out after this rock climbing incident. I don't know, it really came out after the camp. I don't really know why, but my nerves started firing information to the brain that I was in danger and then I was in a lot of pain, etc., etc. After seeing the doctor, there's 3 people that you see at the pain clinic: the doctor, the physiotherapist, and the psychologist, who work together as a team to help you get better. And after months and months of working with them and setting goals and reaching them, I finally started to improve. It was the longest journey ever of getting back on the incline to good health. I was actually admitted into hospital because, as I said, my mental and physical health had just deteriorated so much that I couldn't cope, and I needed medical assistance to get me better, as well as the pain clinic. So that was very tough. I was in hospital for 3 weeks and I had a lot of nurses looking after me and getting me on the right medications, and the pain clinic getting me on the right things. I'm now on a long list of medications, and I even have those granny, the pill planner type things. Have one of those. Yeah, they started getting me on all of the right things and getting my health on track, and it was a long journey. I'm summing up a lot of pain, a lot of tears, and a lot of support from my parents, my family, and my boyfriend. And I do want to thank everybody for that. Mum and Dad were amazing during this time as well. It seems that every time there's a big health incident, they're always there, just literally holding my hands and going through it with me. So thank you guys so much. As I started to improve, I decided to, this is 2 months ago, by the way, 2 or 3 months ago, that I decided to start working with a physical trainer. I had lost a lot of weight through this time, not intentionally, simply because I was sick. I hated people talking to me and saying, oh, you've gotten really skinny, you look anorexic, you need to eat, because I had no control over what my body was doing, and I was eating as much as I could, and I was not trying to lose weight. So for those who had no clue, I was sick. And so I started working with Jeremy. He's from Catalyst Strength and Physique Coaching. He is amazing. He got me to the weight that I am loving right now, but we haven't quite reached my goal. My goal is to be reached in December, but I have put on 4 kilos, which is incredible. That's a percentage of my body weight, and it's filled in my curves, and I look so healthy. I'm so happy. He's doing really well. He helps me with nutrition and physical training, fitness. So that's been really positive on my health. So from now, I am a lot better. It's taken almost a year, which is awful. It's awful. It's taken almost a year for me to get to this point, which still isn't amazing. I still need to have a lay down during the day, a couple of lay downs during the day to rest my back. I still take a lot of medication. I there's still a lot to improve. I'm still on the improve. I'm still not 100% better, but I'm getting there. And that's what's important, is that step by step, I'm climbing the ladder to health, to good health. And I'm so proud of myself for getting this far, and I'm so proud of my family, my parents and my boyfriend for helping me to get this far, because it has been crap. Rewinding a little bit back to last year, I did finish year 12. I didn't have to do my exams. I got the average of my grade, which sucked because I actually did want to do my exams, shockingly enough. I went to my formal, and pretty much after my formal so I did get to do the ending. I did get to graduate, but I didn't graduate with a certificate of education, which was the biggest disappointment possible, because that's what I had been working so hard to get my whole high school life, college life. But this year I'm hoping to get those final points and to receive that certificate. So hopefully that will come through and I will get that. I think I've covered everything. I think. If I haven't, there's actually a little description box down below, and I'll write whatever I've missed down there for you to read. And I'm hoping to write a blog post as well. So that is pretty much everything. Thank you for watching. Again, thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. I do love you all so very much. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.